Welcome into Chicago Bears Now, live on YouTube. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for rocking and rolling with us. I said, you know what? Producer Cullen and I are ready to rock and roll. We're going to go live 30 minutes early, get you caught up on the latest from Halas Hall. First padded practice tomorrow, so lots to discuss here for the Chicago Bears. Couple of super chats rolling in. We start with Tito, said hold off on Yannick in terms of signing him, because that's the poll question right now. Got to develop what we got. Sounds like Martin is coming along, hearing good things about Booker. Let's see where we are mid-season. If we're close to the playoffs, maybe a trade. Certainly a possibility. We are going to talk about Yannick Ngakoue as we go along here, but we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Horowitz! Boom! Get the booms in the chat from Michael Horowitz.
Let's freaking go.
The guy says bear down. That means you say bear down. Shout out to Horowitz. I also saw my guy Sealand in the chat. Who's back of the week?
What up, what up?
Who's back of the week? Get my guy a sticker here. Shout out to Horowitz.
Shout out, shout out. Shout out to Milo, Foxtrot, Edward, Montrose, Don, spamming the booms.
And Michael, I'm going to have some time to catch up on some DMs this weekend. Going on a little 3-day getaway, so we'll be in contact soon. But get the booms going for Michael Horowitz. What an absolute legend. Shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from here on Chicago Bears Now. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Someone in the chat, Torrey Taylor freaking rules. I think he's going to be a good punter, man. I think he's going to be a good punter. Oh, man. We got Michael and Urbana. Shout out to Michael. Spokane, Washington from Bowie. Grand Rapids, Michigan is where Denny's watching. Christian says, so far, loving the 4Verts channel. Shout out to you, Christian. We'll talk a little bit more about it here in a second. We got Richard in Searcy, Arkansas. Rebecca McClure in Fort Myers. Don Slayton in Clyde, Ohio. Andrew in Oklahoma. Champaign, Illinois from Montrose. Memphis, Tennessee from Cedric. We got Richard in Scotland. What's up, Richard? Lard in Italy. Oh, I love Italy. Dark Cobra. Caleb's Locker. That's creepy. Denver, Colorado from Jeff. We really need Michael on the show. That will happen. That is definitely going to happen. And Sealand, I know you're watching as well. We definitely could get you on sometime as well for all your legendary contributions over the years. Okay, let's talk about a couple of sponsors. Shout out to Game Time. If you're looking for tickets to go see the Cubbies, the White Sox, you want to go to Bears preseason games, you can do that with Game Time. They specialize in last-minute tickets for the lowest price guaranteed. We got a deal for you. Use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase only when you download the app at your app store. And also, terms apply. But listen, I love Game Time. I'm just kind of a spur-of-the-moment type of guy sometimes. And sometimes my wife and I will wake up on a Saturday and say, you want to go to a concert, see who's in town? And we'll hop on Game Time, float around. Oh, yeah, Post Malone is in town. Let's go get some tickets, go on the lawn, and have a good time. So we've done that numerous times. You guys should too. Check out Game Time today. Code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase only. We're also sponsored by Rocket Money. Listen, Game Time helps you save money on tickets. Rocket Money just helps you save money. And listen, you can set budgets. You can cancel any subscriptions you no longer want. And just overall monitor your finances. It's going to list out all of your spending through your bank account, which you can set up through Rocket Money. You can see exactly how much per month you're spending on subscriptions. You can negotiate to lower some bills and switch providers on within some of your bills as well if you need to. RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. That's the link to go download the Rocket Money app. Go check it out. RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. Okay. Poll question of the day. Should the Bears sign Yannick Ngakoue, bring him back for another year? Last year, spent 13 games with the Bears before season-ending ankle surgery, and he's been on the move a little bit. He visited the Dolphins. They opted to sign Emmanuel Ogbah, and he's also visiting the Carolina Panthers last night and through today. So, look, if Carolina likes what they see, they might just sign him. But, Colin, I think at this point, if the Bears decide to not sign Ngakoue, I think they're just rolling with what they got to start the season. Maybe roster cut down day, they decide to add somebody if someone they like gets cut loose. But kind of get the feeling that Ryan Poles is at least somewhat content with what he has right now.
Yeah, unless, barring an injury, knock on wood. I think if you're going to bring in somebody like Yannick Ngakoue or Emmanuel Ogbah before obviously he's signed, you bring him in now. Bring him in competition, see how he looks compared to the other defensive linemen. And look, man, it's clock's ticking down. I mean, literally a week from today, we got the Hall of Fame game, which, by the way, make sure you tune in because we will be live for that. Me and Harrison going to be holding it down.
Can't wait. We'll be live hour early at least and get you ready for kickoff. And Matt Eberflus, by the way, a little teaser, we'll talk about this, said they're going to decide soon if Caleb Williams is going to play in that game. Just give us a drive, Flus, You don't have to just give us a little teaser a little bit.
A little.
So we'll see. I would bet he tells the media tomorrow or Saturday what their decision's going to be on that. But, yeah, we're close, man, and I can't wait. As far as Ngakoue goes, some people saying sign, some saying pass. I'm kind of indifferent at this point. I don't think he's a huge difference maker at this point in his career. I think adding a vet pass rusher has value, but, maybe they don't feel like there's a big gap between him and a Jacob Martin, who they've praised a little bit at training camp so far. So we'll have to wait and see. So training camp has been underway, but it really starts tomorrow. The pads are going on. If you're ready for the pads to go on at Bears training camp, type me in the chat right now for a shout-out. Santi saying me. We got Lard GBS in there, Milo as well, Dark Cobra, Jeff, Montrose, Don Slayton. We got VLJ, Tyler, Josue, The Fourth Phase, Chef, Foxtrot, Day, Beck, Luke, King Towers, Anthony, John, LaCora in the chat. What's up, LaCora? Richard Walker as well. I'm excited. And look, speaking of pass rushers, Ryan Poles said, let's see what these guys look like in pads. So Jake Martin, Austin Booker, Dominique Robinson. We know Montez Sweat, what he's all about, but can some of these other guys bring something to the table? We'll see. We'll find out more on that very, very soon. All right, some of you guys know this, some of you guys might not. I launched a new YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. It's called 4Verts. This is the channel logo, which I think is pretty sweet. We've gotten a lot of good feedback on it so far. Sorry, as my alarm goes off. Listen, it's an NFL and college football show, more podcast style, lighter on the graphics, and just me talking about big stories that I want to talk about in the NFL and the college football world. Put out a Dak Prescott episode yesterday. Talked about some of the 49ers drama today with Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams. Going to have a Tua segment come out soon. First college football segment going out this weekend. Some college football playoff dark horses. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I'll put the link to the channel in the live chat. If you want to hear more from me beyond our Bears coverage, which isn't changing, by the way, go subscribe. I would appreciate the support. If you're not interested in that, no harm, no foul. But trying to grow that channel. I think we definitely crossed over 200 subs, which if you watched yesterday's Bears video, I promised I'd do a beer boot. Got a Happy Dad boot right here. Going to take it down here in a second. 304 subs, 306 now. Link is in the chat. Would love to get to 500 by the end of this weekend. So if you want more of me, and type Y for yes, you've checked it out so far. Type N for no if you have not. And if you have checked it out, let me know. Let me know what the feedback is. Michael Horwitz, look at the guy. The guy's unbelievable. Another 50. Eberflus, his defense needs a good 3 technique, which when he was in Indianapolis, he had DeForest Buckner, but I think he's good tools that has now, but I think it's the voice to chat thing again. Yeah, I mean, look, from day one, he said 3 tech is the engine to this defense. There's been a lot of positive discussion around Gervon Dexter. They're certainly going to give him that opportunity to be that guy, but we'll see. It's definitely a question mark. Dexter is motivated. He's really gotten into shape. He has high goals and expectations for himself. now he's got to go prove it. He says he's fired up for pads to go on, so let's see. Let's see if he can, if he's about that action with the pads on. Alex Castro, first-time super chatter. Shout out to Alex Castro. He says, do you think the Bears, Carolina second-round pick next year for a pass rusher, and who do you think it would get us? Cullen, we'll definitely hit this one in the mailbag. This is a good question. But yeah, a few names. I mean, could it be used for a Matt Judon if he's off to a big start this year? I wouldn't pay it that much right now because he's in the final year of his contract. He is over 30, but if he's balling out and the Patriots are trying to sell high on him, maybe that comes in play. Trey Hendrickson requested a trade before the draft. I don't think the Bengals want to trade him, but maybe if they're having a disappointing year, he could be someone who's available. Jonathan Allen from Washington. So there's names out there that you could definitely trade for, and having that extra second-round pick gives Ryan Poles a pretty good chip to use if he decides to bring in an impactful player between now and the trade deadline. Appreciate Christian, Tyler, Luke, Sharon, Tommy, Trump, everybody checking it out. Daniel says, I have not checked it out, but just subscribed. So we appreciate it. There's the link a couple more times if you want to go check out the new show I'm hosting on YouTube for Verts. All right. Love the Bears. Hit that like button. Let's get more likes on today's show. Got 49 likes. Let's get those numbers up, and we'll keep this thing rolling here on today's show. Appreciate that, Milo. I already see 7 or 8 new subscribers. Last I checked, it jumped from 306 to 313. That's where it sits right now. So thanks for that. Beck, I think you're trolling me. There could be an ad. I'm not sure, but that's out of our control. What ads pop up when ads get played. All right, here's what's coming up on Chicago Bears Now Live. The latest training camp news and rumors, updates from day 5 at practice earlier today. We will get to your questions. If you super chat, you can skip the line. Otherwise, use hashtag Bears and ask away. Some early camp Bears winners and losers. I wanted to kind of take a look at the 5 non-padded practice and talk about who stood out, who hasn't. Kind of more of an extension of OTAs and minicamp. Obviously, it really ramps up with the pads, so we'll definitely do an updated training camp winners and losers list as we go along. But early camp winners and losers, and then we got 2 more Madden Sims to get to today against the Seahawks. Cullen Seahawks, and Cullen, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What would we have to get to make Cullen do a beer boot, just like I got to do, which I actually need to do this right now? Yeah. What do we have to do or get to have Cullen join me?
Here's the thing. So if we'll save it for the end of the show, so we got the whole show's worth.
Yeah, I'll save mine too in case we get there so we can race. If not, I'll just do mine then.
Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the stream. We'll get that beer boot done. I'm willing to make a deal, man. Because I know Horowitz is going to jump at the opportunity. I know Michael.
Doesn't have to be Michael. Doesn't have to be anyone.
It doesn't have to.
Just if you guys want to.
It doesn't have to.
It's totally up to you.
If we get to...
I had a number in mind if you want me to throw it.
Go for it.
I was going to say if we got to... I was going to say 400.
400. Okay, I was going to be nicer.
Oh, what were you going to? 300?
I was just 3, yeah.
Okay, 300. We're at 165.
There we go.
If someone matches what Michael's done, 150, we would be there. So if you guys want a beer boot race, I already got to do mine, but calling the Seahawks fan, boo. By week 1, he's going to be converted, but it's already his second favorite team, the Bears. But we'll get this thing popping up here. Montrose, that is a great point. I'm actually going to put that in there right now. But give me a sec. But yeah, if anybody wants to see that happen, there's the offer from Cullen. And without further ado, we will.
I'm down, man.
We'll get this party started here in just a second. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Busy show coming up. Get those mailbag questions in. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Let's get to some Bears training camp talk. Coming up on today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, we're going to get to Bears training camp day 5 takeaways, couple of news items in there as well. How did Caleb Williams and the boys perform? I react to all of that. But before we do, I want to talk about Yannick Ngakoue here just for a second. A guy we've talked about a bunch. Obviously, he was on this team last year with some okay results. Certainly didn't live up to his $10 million contract, but he's kind of the top pass rusher left on the free agent market at this point in time, and he's been a little bit busy. Here's the latest on him. Adam Schefter, free agent defensive end Yannick Ngakoue, who has 69 career sacks, nice, is visiting tonight and Thursday with the Carolina Panthers. So he tweeted that out Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. So that meeting started on Wednesday and is ongoing right now. We're filming this about 4 o'clock Central Time here on Thursday afternoon. So visited the Dolphins as well. So he's starting to garner some interest. Miami decided to bring back a familiar face in Emmanuel Ogbah, but you know, if you're the Bears, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep Ngakoue? Do you want to run it back with him for another season? He's certainly underwhelmed for what we were hoping to get out of him. He had 8 or more sacks in every year of his career before last year, only had 4. Now, 2 of those 4 came in 5 games played with Montez Sweat, so he was starting to heat up just a little bit. But I'll be honest, I don't think Ngakoue returns. And I thought this at Ryan Poles' press conference the other day, his pre-training camp press conference, that this was probably over. This was a direct quote from Poles when asked about Ngakoue. He said, "We really enjoyed our time with him. Thought he did a nice job with the leadership." 2 things stand out from that quote. 1, it feels very past tense. We enjoyed our time with him, like, kind of, thank you. And then 2, he praised his leadership, but didn't really say anything about his play. He mentioned that Montez Sweat helped elevate other players on the defensive line, but it's not like he went out of his way and was like, yeah, Ngakoue was an impactful piece for us, because to be truthful, he really wasn't, which is why I preferred to go after a guy like Ogbah, which obviously the Bears opted not to do. This just doesn't scream, we're going to re-sign this guy. We're interested in re-signing this guy. Now, do they have no interest? I don't know. But they're not going to chase him. They're not going to pay him nearly what they paid him last year. I think if they could get him for like $3 million, they might do it. But who knows? I don't know what his market is. If he has a good visit with Carolina, he could be signed any second. If I had to guess, I don't think he's back this season, which, you know, I don't think he would fill some major void if he was here. He would certainly raise the floor of this defensive line. I think it would allow a guy like DeMarcus Walker to kind of freelance a little more, play some edge, play some 3-tech. We know they've deployed him some at that 3-tech spot sometimes during training camp so far. But Ryan Poles also said at that presser that he wants to see how some of these guys perform when the pads go on. They've spoken highly of Jacob Martin, kind of a career journeyman. Austin Booker is an intriguing rookie. So we'll see how it shakes out, but I don't think it's going to shake out with Ngakoue landing in Chicago if I had to guess. But what do you guys think? Do you want him back? Should the Bears re-sign Yannick Ngakoue, type S for sign or P for pass? I'm guessing pass. I'd be cool if they re-signed him. If I'm being honest, though, I don't think it's going to happen. Pen comment on today's show. We'll continue with some Bears training camp takeaways after this YouTube ad break. All right, let's talk about day 5 of training camp. Defense wins the day. For the first time in camp, this practice was a little more one-sided. It certainly wasn't like the defense was incredible, the offense sucked, but we'll dive into this a little bit more as certainly the defense had the better of the offense in this practice. But first, if you want to go watch the Bears, maybe you want to go make a trip to Canton for the Hall of Fame game, go get tickets with our friends over at Game Time. Today's sponsor is Game Time, where they specialize in last-minute tickets for the lowest price guaranteed. You still got a week until the Hall of Fame game. Plenty of time if you want to make a last-minute trip. And the closer you get, the better deals you might find with the Game Time app. They specialize in those last-minute tickets, zone deals, flash deals, because they want to put butts in seats. They want to make sure these events are as raucous as possible. And you guys should get out of the house and go check it out. If you want to go watch the Cubbies or the White Sox, tickets are available there as well. Get good, affordable prices in that regard. And we got a deal for you. Use code ChatSports when you go download the Game Time app, and you get $20 off as a first-time customer only, first purchase only. So if you don't have the app yet, go download it. Code ChatSports. First purchase will be $20 off, and terms do apply there, so keep that in mind. But I've used Game Time on many occasions, starting way back with TCU Georgia National Championship game, day of the event. We bought tickets, got a better deal because prices started to drop, and that is where Game Time has you covered. So go download the app. Link will be in the description and comments of this video too, to redirect you to the App Store. Big white letter G with the black background. That's how you know it's Game Time. Use code CHATSPORTS. Get $20 off. First purchase only. All right, Kevin Fishbane talking about today's practice says big day for the defense. The first team offense was rarely able to get in a rhythm in team drills, which is 11-on-11s. Caleb Williams continued to look good in 7-on-7. Best throw was a touchdown to Halas Jones in the back corner of the end zone. And we'll get to the Kyler Gordon stuff in a little bit. And look, you knew this would happen eventually. Now, the good news is again, this isn't one of those, like, I don't know, like sometimes in the past, like alarming practice from Mitch Trubisky or Justin Fields as they threw 4 interceptions or something like that. Defense won the day, but it certainly wasn't diabolical from Caleb Williams. Wasn't his best day. That's going to happen. It's how do you respond. The good news is 7-on-7s, still decisive, multiple touchdown passes, so certainly not a complete bad day for Caleb, just not a great day, and that's certainly going to happen from time to time. And now, let's see if there's that bounce-back ability. That's what you want to see. When he'd have a not great practice in the spring, he would bounce back typically, and that's something you want to see carry over, especially with the pads on tomorrow. Get a little motivation on the offensive side of the ball. We'll see if they can hold up in the trenches and win the practice tomorrow. So excited to see how that all plays out. Don't think this is something to be concerned about whatsoever, but the defense did win the day. More camp news and notes in just a second, and if you want Bears training camp coverage on a daily basis plus more content, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. We are closing in on 95,000 subscribers here on Chicago Bears. Now 100K subs is just around the corner, and you guys should be proud of that and being a part of that because y'all have built this thing together. So I really appreciate it, and we all do here at Chat Sports, and coverage doesn't stop, baby. It only continues, so hit that sub button. Talk a little Kyler Gordon here. He's a little banged up. As Matt Eberflus said, he's dealing with some tightness. Said in Tuesday's practice, they pulled him out a little early because he felt some tightness, and he still felt that waking up today. So hold him out for now. Certainly doesn't sound serious. Didn't mention where the tightness is. Is it a hamstring issue? But if it's one of those soft tissue spots, you don't want to mess around with that, especially this time of year. Like, the last thing you need is a hammy groin, a pull, or a hammy strain, or a pulled groin, something like that. Take it day by day. Be cautious, and don't mess around with that stuff, especially for a somewhat established player, which Kyler Gordon is. All right, a couple other notes from today's practice. Halas Jones touchdown catch, which Fishbane mentioned earlier. Look, I think so far he's had a pretty decent start to training camp here, so that's a positive for him, no doubt about it. DeAndre Swift showing off the pass-catching ability with the touchdown catch as well. Interesting little nugget. Rome Odunze still in the mix returning punts. Mark Grody had a note that about 8 guys are roughly getting in the mix at punt returner, but it was Odunze who was the punt returner during live drills. That feels pretty significant to me. That tells me they're taking a hard look at the rookie receiver out of Washington as a potential punt returner, which I'm okay with for his rookie year. I think long-term you certainly don't want to do that, but just considering he's the number 3 receiver right now, I'd be okay with it. And then also Matt Eberflus was asked if Caleb Williams will play in the Hall of Fame game. He said a decision will come shortly in terms of Caleb playing in that one. I think they're probably debating in that building like, hey, we'd like to play him, get his feet wet, but we don't want to play key vets. So do you want to put him in there with a bunch of backups? That's probably the question they're trying to decipher through. I would like to play him one drive, even if it's just super cautious. Just get his feet wet in terms of breaking the huddle, calling plays out in the huddle, cadence at the line of scrimmage. Like, I think there's value in that. Even if he's just mostly going to hand the ball off or throw the ball out in the flat or something, I don't think the results post-snap in this game matter that much. It's more of just the operation, which Matt Eberflus talks about a lot. I would like to see them do that. Whether or not they do remains to be seen. And, of course, the biggest note of the day, pads going on tomorrow, Friday's practice. If you're ready for pads to go on at Bears training camp, type me down in the comments below. I know I'm ready. I know you're ready. Spam me if you're with me. All right, if you want more Bears content, you can find me over on Instagram at HGramNFL. By the way, happy birthday to Sweetness. Walter Payton, the GOAT Bears player, would have been can't remember how old. I calculated it earlier, but absolute legend, and he's certainly missed among Bears fans. But HBD to the GOAT, that is sweetness, baby. Wally says he's more than ready. How could you not be?
So, hold on. Let me do this quick math. That he would have been 71 today.
71. He's been gone since 98, I believe.
99.
99. Yeah, gone too soon, man. What a legend.
By the way, go to the Bears, but also go running back of all time, too.
Say what?
I said go to the Bears, but also go running back of all time. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on a Bear. Like, the best running back in NFL.
He's in the discussion at minimum. You could make a strong argument for it.
Barry's just being nice.
Went a little early, NFL Productions. A little early today. That's why you turn on noties, man. If you have notifications turned on, you'll know if we go live early. So, shout out to Sweetness, and a lot of you guys want the pads on at camp. So that's very, very exciting. All right, hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Get those questions fired up here on Chicago Bears Now. If you have any questions, launch them away. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get those questions in. A couple of relevant Super Chats from earlier that we will mention as well. But if you have any new questions, like King Towers is getting in right now, we will get to those questions. So load up a few more so Cullen has plenty to decipher through, and then we'll get it going. Christian, absolutely, and we will answer that question in the mailbag. But yes, we want Carolina to suck again and have that second-round pick be as good as possible.
We enjoy
and the Bears play the Panthers. You don't want that to be a formidable opponent.
Exactly. Yeah, we're big enjoyers of the Carolina Panthers' downfall. Let's put it that way.
No doubt about it. Thanks, Scott Fitterer. All right, a lot of questions rolling in now. Should be good to go. Let's hop into this mailbag, baby. Chicago Bears Now mailbag time. I'm Harrison Graham, kicking things off with Bears Addict. Man. Recently, probably not a great addiction, but that's about to change, Bears Addict, because this team's going to be good. Who's a player we're not talking nearly enough about? Okay, I got a few guys that, maybe sleeper's not the perfect word, but I think these are 5 players that can at least contribute, if not play, big roles. Jacob Martin. Eric Washington's talked about him a lot, called him a 3-down player. I'm not sold that he could be, but at this point in time, he would certainly get a lot of snaps at edge, it would appear. Tyrique Stevenson says he has a goal of being an all-pro this year. I thought he was the best rookie corner the second half of last season, the final 8 games in particular. I thought he played excellent. He's got that dog mentality. DeAndre Swift, you've seen his pass-catching ability in camp. Even though he's a starter, I still feel like he's not getting talked about enough. Like somehow a starting running back on a team that's supposed to be pretty good has been under-talked about. I think that's definitely the case. Gerald Everett, I think he sneakily is going to be a good weapon for this team. He's just buried behind so many bigger names, but we know what he can bring to the table. And Jack Sanborn, the luxury that he is as your number 3 linebacker. He'd start for a lot of teams, and obviously in base sets he's out there. But, in nickel he kind of rotates in behind Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. Almost had a pick 6 the other day in practice. He brings a lot to the table. Who do you think is the biggest Bears sleeper this year? If you had to drop one name, who's someone we just have not discussed? Little bonus, by the way, Ian Wheeler, UDFA running back out of Howard. If you had to drop a name, let me know who it is. Alex Castro, do you think Carolina's second-round pick next year for a pass rush, and who do you think that would get us? Yeah, I mean, like a trade deadline deal, certainly a possibility. Having 2 second-round picks gives you more ammunition if you need to make a big move. If Matt Judon's having a hell of a year for New England, but they're trying to sell high, that could be potential value there. He's over 30, so like right now I wouldn't give up a second, but if he has 7-8 sacks by the deadline, that price could go up. Is a guy like Trey Hendrickson going to be available? Certainly depends on if Cincinnati's having a good year or not. Jonathan Allen with Washington. Second feels rich, but the extra capital certainly helps. What about a guy like Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack? If the Chargers look like a team that's not ready to contend, they may look to flip one of those veteran pass rushers. So, I think those are a few names to keep in mind. I doubt it would happen, but would you trade that pick plus your first if the Raiders are having a disastrous year and Max Crosby became available? Be a huge package, first and a second, but I mean, listen, he's one of the best in the business. So having 2 2s is really helpful if you're trying to make trades. DC Viper, do you think DJ or Rome is likely to break the Bear all-time receiving record? It's a good question. I think the safer pick, well, I don't know. The number's 5,000-something yards, which is embarrassing, but that's what it is. Johnny Morris. DJ is already at 1,364 after 1 year. So, if he has 4 more good years, he's basically 3 more good years, he's basically surpassed that. I might actually go Rome, though, man. I think DJ could pass it first and probably will because he's going to get at least 1 more contract with this team. But if Rome hits, you've got him for probably 10, 12 years, and if he averages 1,000 yards a season once he hits his prime, he could double the record for this franchise. So, yeah, I think the answer actually is both. I think both are at least somewhat likely to do that. All right, our next milestone is 95,000 subscribers. We've kind of been creeping up towards it. I want us to kick that MFing door down today and get to 95,000 subs. I'd love to make it happen right now. Let's get there because then the real countdown to 100K begins. So if you want Daily Bears content for free, hit that subscribe button, and these mailbags are on every live show, Monday and Thursday, so be sure to join us for those. Trump, would you sign Yannick and trade him at a third at the deadline for Matt Judon? Well, I don't think signing a guy in August to trade him a few months later is A, very likely, or B, really a strategy. I don't think signing Ngakoue and flipping him, A, really has that much value to begin with. If he had value, he'd be on a team already. Now, could it be a third and something else, or just a third? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think the Patriots would even want Yannick Ngakoue in that scenario, if I'm being completely honest. All right, today's show sponsored by Rocket Money. Guys, start saving money. Stop wasting money. And what you can do is cancel any unnecessary subscriptions that you may have with Rocket Money. They make it very, very easy. And most people think they're spending, $50, $60, $70 on subscriptions per month. A decent amount, but nothing crazy. The reality is you're probably spending closer to $300 per month. Don't believe me? Download the Rocket Money app, sync up your bank account, and see all the subscriptions on one screen and see how much they cost. What's also cool with Rocket Money is they will help you negotiate to lower your bills. They can show you competitors where you can find a better price on your cell phone service, your insurance companies, your providers at your house with home bills like electricity and internet and stuff like that. Rocket Money does it all, and it's absolutely fantastic. And check this stat out. They have over 5 million users and have saved over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. And also, on average, people can save up to $740 per year, which is absolutely fantastic if you maximize the usage of Rocket Money's features. So check them out today. And just in general, even if you're not looking to cancel subscriptions, you can just kind of monitor your spending, right? It's much more user-friendly than a lot of the typical banking apps that you probably have. It's just simple. Stay on top of your credit score. Set budgets. There's so much you can do. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. Link's going to be in the comments and in the description. Get started today. Start saving money with Rocket Money. All right, keep this thing rolling. The Notcast, could Tyrique Stevenson become, Tyler Scott, I guess, become wide receiver 1, 2, or 3? Caleb seems to like him. He does not have a skill set, in my opinion, to be a number 1 receiver in this league. I think his ceiling is a number 2. And I think a realistic place you want him to get to is to be a number 3. Why? Well, because Keenan Allen's on a 1-year deal right now. If Tyler Scott shows enough flash this year as a number 4, then you probably let Keenan Allen go in free agency. He'll sign a big deal elsewhere. You play the comp pick formula game, get a 4th, get a 5th back for a future draft. And then you roll with DJ as your 1, Rome as your 2, and Tyler Scott as your 3. Like, if Tyler Scott becomes your number 3 receiver long term, I think you're pretty happy with that. So, he's not a 1. I doubt he becomes a 2. But is a 3 in reach? I think so. He's a burner. He can get downfield, pretty good route runner. Occasional drops, but he does seem to connect with Caleb Williams. They've connected on several downfield throws. King Towers, what stats Brisker need to be all pro? I don't know, over 100 tackles, over 5 takeaways. It's tough to be an all-pro, man. It really is. A lot of good safeties in this league. Something he can do that a lot of safeties can't is rack up some sacks as well. Can he go 5 picks, 5 sacks? If he pulled that off, that would speak volumes, especially if this defense is good and they're a playoff team, because it's a lot of it too. If you're racking up stats and you're on a 5-win team, you're probably not going to be an all-pro. But if he has 5 picks and 5 sacks and over 100 tackles, he absolutely could be. And hey, it all starts on Thursday. Bears, Texans, football is back, kind of. For us, it's absolutely back. Hall of Fame game, baby. Who's ready for that game and who's ready for our Bears Now watch party, because we'll be live for the entire game? Type me in the comment section down below. Dark Cobra, who do you think is going to have the most sacks besides Montez? Right now, I would say it's between 2 people. I would say Trevon Dexter and DeMarcus Walker. DeMarcus Walker 2 years ago had 7 or 8 sacks with Tennessee. The other day, he said last year he played at about 75% health, just wasn't that healthy all year. Who knows how accurate that is, but had a bit of a down year. I think he had 2.5 sacks. So I think he certainly could get above that 5-sack mark again, which might be second best on the team. Who knows? But I think Dexter or Walker right now is who I would go with. If there's additions to this roster, that could certainly change. Denny Edquist Jr., who is your Mount Rushmore of Chicago Bears greats? I'll give you my list because, these may not be necessarily the 4 best pure players in Bears history, but I got to go with the guy I watched the most as a kid, Devin Hester, favorite player as a kid growing up. I'll throw Urlacher on there too. I'll go, obviously, Walter Payton. I didn't get to watch him, but I'm obviously going to put him on the Mount Rushmore. And then I think it gets interesting after that. Gale Sayers, do you go Mike Ditka? Do you go Dick Butkus? I feel like Butkus is the answer. Singletary? I mean, there's a ton of guys to choose from. I'll go Butkus, but, there's plenty of options you could certainly choose from. Matt Nagy in the chat says Matt Nagy. He didn't quite make the list. Jaron Thomas, why didn't you have the Italian beef sandwich at Portillo's dip with mozzarella cheese and sweet peppers? Okay, Jaron. A couple people asked me this. This is why, Jaron. Number 1, not a huge peppers guy. I will try it in the future. Don't crucify me. Number 2, I told the guy at the counter, this is my first time. How should I order this? And he recommended doing the gravy on the side. Now, the gravy's excellent, so I'll definitely have it. I'll do the dipped, whatever they call it, next time. But it was awesome, man. The Italian beef was delicious. I will be back. I can't wait to go back. But that's the reason why, Jaron Thomas. That is why. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in to Chicago Bears Now. If we didn't get to your question, that's okay. Hit me up at HGramNFL. Don't be shy, and we will answer your questions soon. Like Papi Chulo sits. Edge, defensive tackle, and guard for our top 3 picks next year. I mean, in terms of needs, sure, but in terms of what'll actually happen, you can't typecast yourself just based on what you need. You still have to, factor in best player available. Obviously, how does this season go? What do you do in free agency? So we're so far off from that. But yeah, I mean, trenches stands out in general. Improving the pass rush, improving the offensive line, certainly areas that Ryan Poles will need to continue to address on this roster. All right. Who's ready, man? 1 week, Cullen.
1 week.
First Bears Now watch party for Cullen as well. So
We'll be.
We're almost here, man.
I'm excited.
We're almost here.
Also, one name, again, I'll just throw it out. The only Super Bowl MVP in Bears history, Richard Dent. That's another guy.
Richard Dent.
That could be another one.
Richard Dent. There's no doubt. Steve McMichael. Shout out Mongo. Going to the Hall of Fame next week.
Yeah. Honestly, for culture's sake, Jay Cutler.
Smokin' Jay. Big
Smokin'
part
Jay.
of this YouTube channel. I got to bring back the Smokin' Jay soon. It's been a while.
Lakura, happy birthday, bro. Or early happy birthday. Belated, I think is what it is.
How about this quote from Dak Prescott today?
Oh.
When talked about contractual stuff. He said, "I'm going to say it. I want to be here, but when you look it up when you look up all the other great quarterbacks that I watch play for other teams than their first team, that's not something to fear." Oh, baby. Buckle up in Dallas, folks. Buckle up. Things are going to get a little bit interesting. A little bit interesting. All right. Coming up in 15 minutes, we'll get into our Bears-Seahawks Madden simulation watch party, whatever you want to call it. Cullen's offer still on the table. If we get to $300 in super chats, he will match me with a beer boot, which I owe you guys, but we'll do a full race if we get there. Some of you guys have seen Cullen chug, some haven't. The guy's he's an animal. So if you guys want to see that, if not, I'll be rocking solo. But coming up next on Chicago Bears Now, some early Bears training camp winners and losers. The non-padded practices have come and gone. The Bears will still work some in moving forward, but the pads have gone on here on Friday. So I wanted to take a look here at some early Bears training camp winners and losers, focusing pre-padded practices, which are really more of an extension of OTAs and minicamp, kind of a more intense minicamp, if you will. So we'll take a look at some guys that have stood out and some guys that maybe have not stood out for whatever reason. Now, some of you know this, some of you don't. I have launched a new YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. It's called 4 Verts, and I would love it if you join me on this journey. It's hosted by me, more of a podcast-style show, NFL content, college football content, covering the league as a whole. Put out a Dak Prescott episode, going to drop a Tua episode soon as well. Going to dive into some college football, so I can't wait to get this ball rolling even more. Goal is to get to 500 subs by Monday. A lot of you guys have subscribed already. We crossed 300 subs. Can we get to 500? If you're a fan of the NFL as a whole, if you're a college football fan, I think this will be a podcast show for you. Link is down below, youtube.com/@4verts. Share it with a friend as well, whether they're a Bears friend of yours or non-Bears friend. Again, I'm going to talk about all NFL teams, a lot of college football teams. So if you're interested in that, go subscribe. I would appreciate it. Link will be in the comments and in the description. I'll pin it as the comment on today's show. Okay, some early Bears training camp winners. Caleb Williams is number one here. His last non-padded practice on Thursday, not his best one, but wasn't a bad practice. 4 of the 5 practices have been good, though. I think the first 4 practices were really back and forth, really competitive between the offense and defense. He was still really good in 7-on-7 drills on Thursday. Team drills, the defense certainly won the day on Thursday, but I like what I have seen and what I have heard from Caleb Williams up to this point in time. And I think the reason I feel really comfortable about where he is right now is players and coaches just continue to talk about the type of player he is, the type of person he is, the leadership. The guy's a rookie. He's been on the team for 3 months. Like, this is really good stuff that we are hearing about. This guy is not messing around whatsoever. So I like where Caleb Williams sits right now. Doesn't mean he's going to have a great practice every single day, but certainly a lot of positive signs if you are a Bears fan. And I want to ask you guys, do you feel good about where Caleb Williams is right now? Because I do. Type Y for yes, type in for no, you're not satisfied. I think at this point in time, you got to feel pretty good. So I'm going to type my Y for yes, but let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Next up is Montez Sweat, the defensive end. Grain of salt here. The pads have not gone on yet, but he has been pretty dominant. Like, we've seen a lot of tweets like this early on in training camp. This one coming in from Adam Johns that we will get to here. He says, forgot to tweet this highlight from today. Montez Sweat appeared to have a strip sack against Caleb Williams. He knocked the ball from his grasp. DeMarcus Walker picked up the loose ball, and after the play, Montez had to kind of point himself, hey, my bad, I know I'm not supposed to touch the quarterback. He's just head's on fire, man. He's been in the backfield quite a bit, and no pads, but he looks dominant. And I'm excited to see those battles with Darnell Wright, with Braxton Jones once the pads go on. But he looks like a guy that makes $24 million per year, which Ryan Poles paid up last year, and that paid off immediately as he helped transform this defense last year. So excited to see his continued development and hopefully dominant play for the Chicago Bears defense in 2024. How about Tyler Scott? We talked about him the other day, but I want to mention him as an early camp winner here. Doesn't mean he's going to push for a starting role. Your top 3 receivers are set, but he's been consistently making plays downfield, and that's a really positive sign in my opinion. I like what we've seen from Tyler Scott so far. And to me, that's what you want him to be this year. You don't need him to master the full route tree. You don't need him to play 50 snaps a game. When you're in the game, be a threat to stretch out the defense. With his speed, with his route running ability downfield as a vertical threat, he can bring that to the table. He is absolutely capable of that. Now, full disclosure, I do want to see him with pads because when Jalen Johnson or Tyrique Stevenson can jab him a little bit and be physical, looks like Scott's put on some weight, but, he's kind of a thin, wiry guy. Can he still get those releases at the line of scrimmage and win downfield? He's been doing it without pads on. Let's see if he can do it with pads on, but I like what I've seen so far from Tyler Scott. We'll get to the next one here in just a moment, but first, our sponsor, Rocket Money. Listen, you got to save money. You got to monitor your spending unless you're, a billionaire that I'm unaware of. And maybe we got billionaires watching Chicago Bears now. And if you are, good for you. But listen, I don't know if you're like the common man like I am, but I got to manage my money, man. I got a wife. I got a kid. I got a mortgage. We got to stay on top of our spending, and that's what Rocket Money does. It's a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps you lower your bills, so you can grow your savings. You can set budgets to manage, like, hey, I don't want to spend more than $2,000 this month or whatever that number is for you, and you can help stay on top of that. They will send you updates throughout the month, like, hey, you're X amount of dollars away. This is where you're at. You're on pace to outspend your budget. Stay on top of it with Rocket Money. RocketMoney.com/Bears now to get started and download the app today. You can negotiate bills with Rocket Money to find competitors that can lower your prices on certain bills that you have. So check it out. It's awesome. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. It's been a money saver for my wife and I for over a year now. You could be next. Save over $700 per year like a lot of customers with Rocket Money do. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. Tremaine Edmunds is next up. I think a guy who's pretty motivated to have a more consistent year 2 in this defense, up and down year 1. I thought he finished well last year, but was a little slow out of the gates. He seems locked in, making a lot of plays at camp. Had a nice, not goal line, but inside the 10 stop the other day when he deflected a ball intended for Cole Kmet. The coverage skills have been on display. So I like what I've seen from him. Want to see him be more impactful as a run defender this year. So pads going on. We'll see if he's able to do that. If he can elevate his game this year and if TJ Edwards can continue to be steady like he was a year ago, that's a damn good linebacker duo, man. How about Khalil Herbert? A lot of conversation around him. Is he going to be here? Is he a cut or trade candidate? Well, I know one thing. We've heard a lot more about good things Khalil Herbert has done in the first week or so of training camp than Roschon Johnson. Now, that doesn't mean Roschon hasn't done good things, but there's been several reports say, another nice run from Khalil Herbert. We know Khalil Herbert's a good runner. We know he fits this system. Is it enough? Is there a big enough gap between him and Roschon to not even consider moving on from him? Because if it's close, like I've said, I think the Bears would like to see Roschon take more snaps. But if Herbert's a better option, they're trying to win this year, man. They're going to keep him. So far, so good for Khalil Herbert. We'll see where that RB2 battle goes. We'll get to some early camp losers in a moment, but first, camp coverage continues. Hall of Fame game watch party just around the corner. Subscribe, join us. We got you covered here on a daily basis here on Chicago Bears Now. So hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/Bears Now. Early camp losers, Karan Amagaji, the offensive lineman out of Yale, just for the fact that he's not ready yet. Matt Eberflus expressed optimism coming out of OTAs and minicamp that he'd be ready to go from his quad injury for training camp, and that has not been the case, and it's unclear what his timetable is at this point. Now, they still remain positive on where he is in his rehab, and I do think kind of the more and more you think about this and look at this, I think the Bears are really looking at this year for him as a true redshirt year. I don't think he's someone they're relying on to play for them. Like, obviously he's not a starter, but I don't even think he's like in their plans as a top backup. So what does that mean? Well, is Larry Borum sticking around as the swing tackle? Is Matt Pryor going to be that guy? So it doesn't mean that can't change, but I just think they're going to take it slow. They're not going to rush him back at this point in time. He's transitioning from Yale Ivy League to the NFL as it is. So they're going to ease him into this thing, and even when he's cleared, obviously it's going to take a while to get him up to speed at the NFL level. DeAndre Carter, listen, it's early. It's, pads haven't gone on, but we've certainly heard a lot more around Dante Pettis and Bayless Jones than DeAndre Carter, and it's just been a little quiet, right? And quiet doesn't mean bad necessarily, but I will say this. He's in the middle of a battle to be a depth receiver on this team. He's in the middle of a battle to be a kick returner or a punt returner on this team, just haven't heard much from Carter. So is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. It just means it doesn't sound like he's flashed much at this point in time. And when they signed him, I felt pretty strongly that he was going to be in good position to make this team. I don't think he's in bad position, but he's going to have to earn it. Bayless has had a good start to camp. Pettis had a strong day and might offer more as a true receiver than a guy like DeAndre Carter does. So it's not a given that Carter's going to make this roster. Do you think he does, though? Will DeAndre Carter make this team? Type M for make or D for doesn't make it? I don't know. He might be on the outside looking in right now. Courtney Cronin on her initial 53-man roster, which we broke down here on the channel. Subscribe, go check it out. She did not have Carter on the team. She had Pettis making it, so that's somewhat notable too. Last one is Noah Sewell, who hasn't practiced a ton. He's been a little banged up. He's been working off to the side on the exercise bike and stuff. Doesn't sound super serious, but as a second-year player who's been missing practice, it's not great. He's not a starter. They don't need him necessarily, but at the same time, I liked the draft pick and I liked his talent coming out of Oregon. Didn't do much last year. He was a decent special teamer, and that's probably his role again this year. But it's somewhat notable that they signed Javen White recently. They have Albert O as well, so they've got other options at the linebacker position. Micah Baskerville is a guy I'm intrigued with. Some other guys like Javen White are in the mix now at that linebacker spot. So, I don't think he's in danger to miss this team. But you want him to develop, right? You want him to potentially, be a starter. Maybe he's your next Jack Sanborn, where maybe he's not a full-time starter, but he's your number 3 linebacker. Right now, I don't think that's the case, and I don't think he's even pushing for that. I guess I'll put it this way. Last year going into camp, it was like, okay, Jack Sanborn, Noah Sewell, they're going to battle it out for that Sam linebacker spot. That's not even a discussion this year. Like, Sanborn is just clearly the better player at this point in time. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in to our early Bears camp winners and losers here on today's show. Don't forget to subscribe. Also subscribe to 4 Verts, my new YouTube channel I mentioned off the top, NFL and college football coverage over there. Trying to get to 500 subscribers by Monday, by the end of this weekend. So appreciate the love and support you've shown me already, and if you want to continue to do so, hit that sub button over there. All right, who you got? Bears, Seahawks. We're going to get into our Madden simulation momentarily.
When this game does happen in Week 17, we got to have something on the line for this Harrison.
Yeah, we'll. It's going to be a battle.
It's early, but
it's going to be a battle.
It will be.
4 Verts link in the chat, by the way, if you want to subscribe. But yeah, it'll be. It's going to be interesting. Who's the? I feel like they could be in a pretty similar spot win-loss time, or maybe not. Like I think I have no idea what the Seahawks are going to be this year, so it's going to be interesting for sure.
I think obviously you've still got time before the beginning of the season. I'm projecting us to be around a little under 500.
7-8 wins.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We'll see, but honestly, if I'm looking at the next 5 years, it's not even close. The Bears are in a better situation. So.
Oh, yeah. See, the Seahawks are kind of like They're like a flatline team right now. I think next year you'll kind of see them, unless they surprise this year. I think next offseason you'll kind of see this new coaching staff kind of try to put their imprints on this roster a little bit, along with John Schneider. Obviously, the Geno thing, they got to figure out, is he here beyond this year? But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They feel like a team that kind of needs to decide where they're going as a franchise. Like, are they trying to hang on with who they currently are, or do they need to like shift their roster a bit? So it'll be interesting. But let us know who you got winning, and without further ado, let's get to our Week 17 Madden simulation. Week 17 of our Bears Now Madden simulation starts right now as the Seahawks come to town to play the Bears. It's going to be a cold one. Day after Christmas, Thursday Night Football. Bears 10-5 in our Madden Sims. Technically have not clinched a playoff spot yet. 10-7 will probably get them there, but a few teams are still alive mathematically at this point in time at 8-7. So they could clinch a playoff spot today. Seattle needs to win out and get some help to still make the playoffs. So that's where things sit in our Madden simulation. Predict the score, Bears, Seahawks. Who wins and what is the final score going to be? Go ahead and let us know in the comment section. And if you're just joining us for the first time on our Madden Sims, we've been doing 2 of these per week for the last couple months now, as we're trying to get you ready for the 2024 season. 10-5, you could see some of the results here. First half of the season, now you get to the second half here, and 10 wins is probably the magic number to make the playoffs, but if you get one more here, definitely going to get in at 11-6. So there you have it, and let's get to the start of this game. Got producer Cullen riding with us as well. Did you run this sim, or did someone else run this sim? I did. So you do know the result of this one. I
do indeed.
I still owe you guys a Happy Dad boot. If you guys want Cullen to join me.
Less than halfway there.
$130 away if you guys want to make that happen. Here we go. Oh, it's snowing again. The snowstorm stayed in town. Let's go.
Oh, man. And also, some new jerseys this week.
Oh, that's a great call. Going with the Alties.
Oh,
Snow
man.
game, baby. We grinded out one over Detroit 13-10 in our last snow game.
See if they can do it again.
We'll see if Geno's a snow game guy.
Bring me Cam Ward.
All right, here we go.
Geno.
You a big Cam Ward guy?
If where things are standing right now, that's where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
But who knows? Things can change. Obviously, college football's right around the corner, but if I had to predict it, that's where I'm leaning.
All right, about to get underway at Soldier Field. Why are we showing Tyson Bagent warm up? Nobody knows. Or is he just going to – oh, he's getting the ball to Caleb to throw. That's right. That's right.
Best thing he could do all year.
Exactly. There's Uncle Pete. Don't have the new coaches in there. Do you miss Pete Carroll at all?
I do. He's the greatest coach in our franchise's history.
Would you have kept him?
I think it was time, but the way he kind of went out, similar to Belichick, where there was no other gig for him, makes me sad. So
yeah. I mean, you could argue the last couple of years were 2 of his best coaching jobs, honestly.
Yeah.
Kickoff's underway as the Bears – oh, man. That's one of those hits that hurts in the cold. All right. I feel like this snow is thicker than last week.
It may be. It may be because it's nighttime.
Heavier snow, yeah, nighttime. Maybe it just pops more against the darkness.
Maybe.
Could be the case here. All right, Caleb Williams in the offense. We'll see how aggressive they are early in these conditions. And if you guys have any questions, we will answer them throughout, like the Notcast.
Yep,
Go ahead and get him on screen here. Shout out to the Notcast.
1 sec.
Pistol formation for Caleb Williams. Drops back, looking, spins left, now kind of floats in the pocket, launches downfield a little too far out in front of his receiver. As the Notcast says, Harrison Cullen, who is your AFC team? Man, I covered the Chiefs here at Chat Sports for a while. I like Mahomes. I watched them in college a lot, so they're fun to watch. I can't really say I have a team, but
If you had to pick one.
I'd probably say the Chiefs. Like, I wanted them to beat the Niners in the Super Bowl last year.
Amen to that. For me, I don't know. Like, LaDainian Tomlinson was like my first favorite player. Like, he was the first ever football
baby.
player.
TCU legend.
So I'll go Chargers. Keep it in the AFC West.
Harbaugh back in the NFL.
Yeah.
They're an interesting team this year.
They really are.
3rd and 10 after another incompletion. Caleb. He breaks a sack. Fires. Oh, that was dangerous. It was completed, but the Bears are going to have to punt.
Yeah.
Bears are going to have to punt.
Caleb's going to have plays like that during the year, and it's such an advantage when your quarterback's able to extend plays like that.
Yeah. The key will be knowing when
to
force the issue versus, just throwing the ball away or whatever, taking the check down. Good punt from Taylor. About an 8-yard return to the 39-yard line. All right.
Nagy, who isn't, to be honest? He says you're a big Nagy fan. I'm like, who isn't?
Yes. I love Matt Nagy. All right, Geno Smith.
Yeah.
That year he had a couple of years ago was pretty damn good, man.
And he still hasn't ridden back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That was one of the dopest things players ever said. That was cool.
I mean, I remember when the trade actually happened. I literally had to walk out of my job at the time, and I visibly cried because I thought we were done as a team.
When they traded Russ.
Oh yeah. And
Geno
then
keeps the zone read keeper, no gain.
Yeah, Geno then
took off.
Yeah.
He's been better than Russ in each of the 2 years since Russ left.
Yeah, I remember that first Monday night game against the Broncos where we, winning or in Seattle winning. I remember saying we could lose every game for the rest of this year, and I'm okay. I was just so happy with that, and Geno had done. He led us to the playoffs. So
toss play left side, broken tackle. Kenneth Walker gets about 6. Yeah. Call it 7.
Yeah. Oh,
type those threes. It's 3rd down. Let's go.
3rd down.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, is LaCora saying Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be
the Luke McCaffrey
of the game? I feel like he's too good for that. Seattle. Who would be a good Luke McCaffrey? Like Zach Charbonnet?
Noah Fant.
Noah Fant? Okay.
I could live because
there's Smith and Jigba on the catch.
You could argue he's like, 4th or 5th target after obviously 3 receivers, Kenneth Walker.
Do you think Smith and Jigba overtakes Tyler Lockett as the number 2 this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I love Tyler Lockett. Him coming out of Kansas State, I was so happy we drafted him. All-pro returners first year. Jason's coming.
He's one of the best college football players I've ever watched in person.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, I saw him a couple times play. Geno throws it up the seam, caught. Here comes Seattle. There he is, Tyler Lockett. Reliable. I've always liked Lockett, man. Great guy.
Yeah.
Super reliable.
What up, Michael? Me and Michael might be the only people.
Calling him Michael.
Yeah.
Seahawks fans here.
Anyways.
Geno looking, throws, middle, caught. Big hit from Edmonds, but not after a gain of 12. There's Noah Fant.
There he is. I don't know. Like I said, man. Bears are in a good spot, though. They really are.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year, man. Great call in the jersey battle, by the way.
Appreciate it.
1st and 10 at the 10. Smith, left side. Walker trying to get the edge. Won't get there. He'll get a couple. You like Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet better?
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
I have his jersey at home, so.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
He was sick at Michigan State.
He's so nice.
Got to stay healthy.
Very true.
Geno, 2nd and goal at the 8. Let's see if the Bears can get a red zone stop, force a field goal. Smith throws out into the flat, caught. Good tackle there from Kyler Gordon.
Yeah.
Gain of 1. Gain of 1.
Cold boy, I think it's a great thing. I mean, they're just ready for football. They're willing to get any bit of football that they can.
Yeah, got 2 more of these, then we're done. I don't think we'll do playoffs. Maybe that'll change, but it's kind of where I'm leaning. Want to focus on the real deal. Touchdown Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba for 6. All right. Not a great start for the Bears.
The Bears.
Did Cullen rig this game for Seattle? Type Y for yes, type in for no.
Oh, man. Just have to wait and see.
Extra point is up and good. Who is Seattle's kicker these days?
Jason Myers.
Still Jason Myers. He's been there for a while. Milo says yes. Beck says yes. Viper says yes.
Goat mode
Trained
says yes.
Goat Mode Tyler Ryan all saying yes. Thoughts? Comments?
I run the same amount of sims for this sim as any other sim. You can believe me if you don't.
Cullen is not nice from NFL Productions.
Not nice.
All right, here we go.
I'm public enemy number 1 this week.
Kickoff is underway at Snowy Soldier Field. DeAndre Carter at the 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, flag comes in as he gets tackled. You might have actually rigged this game.
I don't know what you're talking about now. Nothing happened. Didn't touch a single thing.
I can't control that, Beck. Our campaign must be spending. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Holding. 1st and 10 at the 16. Williams under center. Swift behind him. Maybe don't throw 3 times in a row in the snow. 4th straight time. Williams throws a duck in the flat. You want to establish DeAndre Swift here a little bit, Shane Waldron? You trying to let your former team cook you here?
Let's say it's the Shane Waldron revenge game.
2nd and 10 here.
Just watch the whole game, info prods. Just watch the whole game.
Williams throws, slant, caught, gain of 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Really need to convert here. Do not want to get off to a 2-3 and out start in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'll do it more this year, Michael. Swift is more of a natural pass catcher, whereas Walker and Charbonnet weren't really that.
Mm-hmm.
Williams throws, middle, picked! Oh, boy. Cullen strikes again.
Did not play this game, bro.
Tyrique Woolen. Get the rigged in the chat.
The rigged.
Rigged in the chat. Is there a setting where you turn run plays off? Because I think that's what happened here. Fired Cullen.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Right now.
Trade for Rolly.
Trade for Roll.
Rolly's about to go on vacation.
Yeah, y'all are stuck with me.
Cullen's doing a great job, guys. But he may have rigged this game. It's definitely possible. Geno Smith hands it off. Kenneth Walker picks up 4. Javon Dexter on the tackle.
You got to attach a 5th. Look at the NFL prods. The Bears have proposed a trade Cullen and a 5th for Rolly. I can't even just be traded straight up. You got to attach a 5th.
Trade Cullen and Puka Nakua for Rolly. Notable 5th round pick. Geno, flat, caught, 1st down.
That's funny, man.
Down at the 7, Noah Fant. The orange sleeves on Kevin Byard is tough, in a good way. That's a good look. But doesn't matter if you're not playing well, which the Bears are not right now.
Knockcast coming in with a good question. Are you the only Bears fan at Chat Sports?
I will say this. There is someone else. I don't want to say who it is. Because that's just not my place to say. Because I don't want people hitting them up. You're a fan of this team. Why do you cover that team? Because some people just don't get that. Caleb Williams jerseys, by the way, chatsports.com/Caleb. Like, This is a job. Not everybody is a fan of the team they covered. I grew into this fandom. So, got to keep that in mind. So I'll keep that private. There is one more Bears fan that works here, though. And his name is Cullen. I'm just kidding. All right, 1st and goal at the 7. We'll see if the defense can get a stop. Handoff, Walker. Tackled at the 5, gain of 2. Thoughts on the Bears throwbacks? I think they're sick. Love the socks. Helmets are sweet. I like them. I wish they'd wear them a little more. It's not Seeps. I will say that.
It's not Seeps.
He did grow up in Chicago, though, and he is a Bulls fan. But his dad was a big Vikings fan, so he's a Vikings fan. 1 yard gain. Gotta force a field goal here. Keep this game in touch. I promise you it is not Seeps, but if you keep asking who, don't go down the list.
Don't go down the list.
You can try, but I'm just going to say no comment. But it's not Seeps. I can promise you that. Smith, end zone, caught. Rigged.
It's not rigged.
13-0. Brutal.
Like I said, watch the whole game.
It's not, Michael. I promise.
It's
Cross my heart.
Oh, man.
DC Viper, Kevin, Tyler, Milo, all saying rigged. Extra point is good. How do you get an injury on a kick on the extra point? This might actually be rigged. Javon Dexter. Gene says, finally my chat button just came on. Just subscribe to your Four Verts channel. Not much into college, but I do like hearing about other teams too. Thanks. Yeah, and I mean, look, just because your favorite team's the Bear, I like staying on top of the entire league. I'm just a football junkie, and that's why I wanted to do it, because I want to talk about other teams. But Bears now still my priority, so have no fear. Here come the Bears offense. Need to respond. Seahawks up 14-0 and get the ball to start the second half. So this feels like a must-score drive here. DC Viper. No way the Seabirds are this good. Oh, man.
That's the nice version of what he could have said. So,
what, Sea Chickens? Is that the other one that people say?
A version of that, yeah.
Caleb scrambling, dives. Gain of 8.
Version of that. Let's see. Breaking news: the Chicago Bears by Chat Sports have traded Cullen in a 7th for Matt Nagy.
We don't want Matt Nagy back. They'd have to give us major capital. I wouldn't say old Christian. It's just more about wanting to expand a little more. That's all. Williams rolls. He's going to take off again. Caleb dives forward. Type those ones. First down of the game. Ooh, I don't know, Beck. We'll see. Those who want to subscribe to Four Verts, link is in the live chat. NFL college football show that I just launched. Trying to get to 500 subs ASAP. Caleb Williams takes the snap. Looking. Throws into the flat. Caught. Looks like Keenan Allen for about 6. Get a touchdown here, Cullen. Make it a one-score game.
Oh, yeah, they're not out of it by any means.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Still plenty of time. 2nd and 4 here. Williams in the gun. Takes the snap. Caleb looking, throws, left side, caught. Inside Seahawks territory at the 39. DJ Moore. Type those ones. Because I'm honest, Notcast. I've grown into the fandom. I liked the Bears as a kid because I was a huge Devin Hester fan. But when I started covering this team, I slowly became a fan. And then over time, I've become a huge fan. If I was a BSer, I would just lie and say I've been a fan since birth. That's not the case. I've grown into it, though. Didn't know if I would when I started covering this team, but, I mean, you guys have seen me during watch parties. I don't think you could fake that. I'd be a pretty good actor if I could. Ask my wife if I'm a Bears fan. How about that? DeAndre Swift, couple of nice cuts to get 6. Back. It sort of. Sort of. We're not trading Cullen. He did rig this game, though. But we're not trading him. 2-minute
Not even
warning.
at halftime yet. Oh, man.
I feel like Cullen deep down wants the Bears to come back here. I know he knows what happens, but just so he can be like, see, I didn't rig it. Williams throws, caught, left side, inside the 10. Here we go.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, couple of catches on this drive.
Yeah. I filmed, this week's and, Week 18's game back-to-back.
Okay.
So 1 game apiece.
I did, Jacob. It sounded like they were open to that, yeah. We kind of knew they were interested in trading up for Roan, but we kind of found out that moving up to 6 was a possibility. They really liked Rome, man. They really liked Rome. Nick says, I'm calling it. Komet gets first TD. I can't remember if he's had a touchdown this season, but if you mean first TD of the game, then yeah, that would be the case.
He surely had
I
one.
think he's had at least 1 or 2. Not a ton, though. It's been mostly the receivers, and obviously Swift out of the backfield. Williams in the empty set, takes a snap, slant, caught, touchdown. Romadudze. Couldn't tell if that was 13 or 15. Let's go. Type those TDs.
Type those TDs.
Type those TDs. How's the baby, Harrison? PJ's doing great, man. He's doing awesome. Growing every single day. Definitely a proud dad right here. Extra point coming up for Cairo Santos.
Yep,
It
see?
is up and good.
DC Viper, Milo saying no longer rigged.
No longer rigged. We're back.
We're back.
We are back. Let's go.
Like I will say, just wait till the end of the game.
Feels
saying.
like we got quite the finish here coming up. So stick with us. Stick with us. I will do my beer boot at the end of the stream, by the way. So if you came for that, we will knock that out for you guys. Kick return to the 20, and that is where the Seahawks offense will take over. We'll see how aggressive they get. 35 seconds or 33 seconds do have all 3 timeouts, but in these conditions, up 7, get the ball at halftime. I bet they play this pretty safe, but we'll see what Seattle does here. Alrighty. Gino in the shotgun. He is going to throw, trying to set up a screen. Oh boy, they got room. Kenneth Walker gets 12. No timeout. I'm surprised by that. That was a nice little drive starter. Why even call that screen pass if you're not willing to take a timeout after a chunk play? Maybe that's why Pete Carroll got fired.
On a mini.
Watch them snap this, too, with like 2 seconds left.
And
they will!
They did.
Gino! Caught! Flag. Oh, boy.
I swear.
What if this is roughing the passer? It is! This might actually be rigged. They're going to be in field goal range. Are you kidding me? They're going to have a 47-yard attempt. This is unbelievable. Kick is up and good. No way. I'll be honest, I'm actually speechless at that one, even for Madden. They're literally running the clock out and just snap it with 2 seconds left, throw it to midfield, and get a roughing the passer call. Wow. Well, I've seen it all in this game.
That's
Chatsports.com/Rome if you want to get a Rome Adunze jersey. Chatsports.com/Rome. That was something, man.
Well, the Bears make the playoffs in 2024.
Let us know. If they win today, they do in our Madden sim, but not looking so good. Y for yes and for no. Are the Bears a playoff team? Matt Nagy in the chat. Typical Flus D. Oh, man. That was actually wild.
That was insane.
That was actually
Oh,
wild.
man.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, Seattle gets the ball, too. If they go score a touchdown here and go up 3 scores, this game might be curtains. Can Geno throw a pick 6? Gonna need something to happen.
He's very capable. Nah, Schefter, you're good luck, bro. You can hang out. Oh, man.
All right. Bears set to kick it away. To the goal line, bringing it out. 10, 20, 23 or so. All right, Cullen's going to take also the next couple of plays. I got to call my wife, who's on vacation. She needs something real quick. So, Cullen,
Yeah,
if you get on screen, I will let you take over for a minute.
Yeah, here. Hold on. Let me get set up here. I know the Bears fans probably don't want to see me right now, but here's what we got. All right. Here, I'll read the super chat here in a second. As we got Geno completed over the middle. Nice gain there. It's going to be Farrell Brown for 9. Throw the super chat up. From No Palencia. Harrison, how long do you think the starters will play a Hall of Fame game? Also, shout out to you with almost 100K subs. Best Bears content out there. Harrison will be right back, so I'll put that back up whenever he comes back in. Appreciate your support, though. If you're asking me, which I know you didn't, but I would say maybe a drive, if that. We'll obviously have to wait and see, but yeah, it's TBD at the moment. TBD. All right. 1st and 10 for Seattle. Geno takes in the shotgun, drops back, looks, fires. It's going to be caught by Tyler Lockett. Game in about 5. I will say Geno starting off 12 for 12 is a little unrealistic. I'm going to be honest. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Got 2nd and 5. Geno under center. It's a handoff. Looks like it's going to be K9. He's going to be stuffed for only a gain of 1. Appreciate that, Matt Nagy. Here, I'll throw you back on screen. There was a super chat that came in. It was for a question for you, so let me know when you're ready. 3rd and 4 for Seattle. Type stop if you're ready for the Bears to get a stop here. Geno takes it, looks, fires, and it's going to be caught. As Noah Fant, we've got an injury to Abraham Lucas.
All right. I am back. Any parents out there know that pack-and plays can be really frustrating, so she needed some help with that. No Palencia says, Harrison, how long do you think the starters will play Hall of Fame game? Also, shout out, almost 100K subs, best Bears content out there. Appreciate that. No, I don't think most starters will play. The question is, does Caleb play? Does Rome play? Like younger rookie, second-year starters play? If they do, it won't be much. 1 drive, 2 at the most. So we'll see. Like, I don't think DJ Moore plays. I definitely don't think Keenan Allen plays. Maybe Cole Kmet plays, but probably not, honestly. So we'll see. I think they're only going to have had 3 or 4 padded practices before that game. So I think they're going to play that pretty safe for the most part. But I would like to see Caleb play at least a drive. Geno hands it off, left side. Kenneth Walker picks up 7. Gotta force 3 here, man. I can see the script now, Cullen. Mm-hmm. You hold them to 3. You score a touchdown to cut it to 6. You get a stop. Win on a game-winning touchdown very late in the game. I can see the script. And maybe it starts here. 3rd and 1. Can you get a stop? Type 3 in the chat. Can you get a stop? Matt Nagy says, never play your starters in the preseason. Geno Smith under center for 3rd and 1. Smith, handoff. Walker breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Seattle. I mean, you've said wait till the end, so I'm waiting till the end, but it's looking grim at best right now. It's looking bleak. It is looking bleak. Man.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
Extra point is up and good. Rigged in the chat strikes again. All right. If you ever needed a kickoff return touchdown, this would be the time. This would be the time. Caleb Williams saying it's Jover. We'll see if that's the case. See if that's the case. Dixon kicks it away. Carter going to get an opportunity. 10, 15, 20, 25, almost up to the 30 at the 29. I'd love to do that, Christian. I'd love to do that. At minimum, I think next summer I'm gonna make a trip to Chicago. Got to get to Wrigley. Got to hit all the top spots. So we'll set up a kind of a hangout deal, meet and greet, whatever you want to call it. It's long overdue. It's time. Caleb Williams under center on 1st and 10. Play action, boot. Throws downfield, caught. Busted coverage, 25-20 inside the 15. Keenan Allen for about 60. Type those KAs, baby. Wide open on the corner route there as he was off to the races. Milo says, okay, not rigged.
Oh,
if they score in a hurry, there's still plenty of time, but got to go. Caleb in the shotgun, 1st and 10 at the 13. Williams looking, throws, end zone, caught. DJ Moore, 2 plays, 71 yards and a touchdown, and about 30 seconds for the Chicago Bears. Type TD. That was a strike. That was a strike.
DC Viper's got the ability to, man.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, he's got a cannon. He's got an absolute howitzer.
Michael, he might be. He might be.
Let's go. Let's go.
Shout out to Tommy, Ryan, Beck, Milo. Spamming those TDs.
All righty. Here we go. 24-14.
Oh, man. Feel free to ask us any questions while this game's going on.
Ask away. Someone says pick 6 for Jalen Johnson. That would be nice. Return pass at 25-30, 35-40, 45 midfield. Good grief, man. Good grief. Someone says I'm getting excited like it's a real game. That's the goal. I'm ready for the real deal, though, man.
Likewise.
Geno Smith under center on 1st and 10. Handoff. Walker picks up 4. Final 90 seconds of the quarter. Tremaine Edmonds with the tackle. Got to hold them to 3 or less. You cannot give up a touchdown here. Humor me real quick. If the Bears clinch a playoff berth, do you play starters against the Packers? I mean, it depends. Can you move up in the seeding? Is division still on the line? It would be hard to imagine resting starters against the Packers, but it's not impossible, as Tyler Lockett puts the Seahawks into field goal range. Man, this Seahawks offense has just torched the defense today. Absolutely torched the defense today. Smith under center. Walker behind him. Kenneth Walker up the gut for 10. I mean, I keep waiting, Cullen. Is Geno going to make a consequential mistake here?
Just got to keep watching, man.
Just got to keep watching, he says. 20 seconds left. 1st and 10 at the 23. Did J-Love get his contract yet? Not yet. Geno hands it off. Gain of 7. And that's going to do it for the quarter. Seahawks on the move, looking to make it a 3-score game once again. Get those 4s up. 4th quarter time. Get those 4s up. Emax says, have you played college football? If so, who's your squad? I assume you're talking about the video game. I did not play college football. I mean, TCU's my alma mater. I play with them a decent amount. I really like Arizona, which is ironic because they're saying is bear down also. I like playing with Arizona. Texas they're so fast at receiver. Jalen Milroe's a cheat code, the Bama quarterback. Yeah, I've played with probably 8 or 9 teams so far. Played with Ole Miss, or no, not Ole Miss, Ohio State, Oregon. Need to play with Ole Miss, but Kenneth Walker gets 2. Do you have a favorite team on the game, Colin?
That I've used personally, I mean,
I know you play with North Texas a lot.
Yeah, UNT's been a really good one. Played with I got a dynasty going with Georgia Southern right now, so that's really the only team I've put like significant time.
Online or offline?
Offline.
Offline.
Heisman difficulty though.
Oh man,
which is not fun.
Yeah, it's tough. Geno throws end zone. I mean, what am I missing here, Cullen? Is he playing the long con, saying wait till the end, and then the end it's just a blowout? I mean, this guy's unbelievable.
Geno is unbelievable.
Geno's having a career game. Unreal. It's a hell of a game, Ben. Like, we're going out of town for my wife's 30th birthday. Her birthday's in like 10 days or so, but she starts back up at work next week with as a teacher and everything. But don't get me wrong, I'm going to have a blast. It's her birthday week and all that stuff. I'm going to miss playing the game, if I'm being completely honest.
I had to do training for work behind the scenes. Didn't get to play a single bit of college football last night. Was very sad.
It's tough.
Very sad.
So is this game right now. It is very sad. 31-14. Has he thrown an incompletion? It's actually a good question.
He was 12 for 12 earlier, so
wow.
I don't know if he has.
I don't know if he has.
Gonna be honest.
Taking a knee. I mean, they're going to have to score quick, just like last game. I mean, at this point, I'm wondering if they get an onside kick late in the snow. Man. Are you playing I'm not really an Ultimate Team guy. I might check it out later, but I have not played Ultimate Team.
I literally just opened my packs and that was it.
Caleb Williams takes the snap, looking, fires underneath, caught. Allen, gain of 6. Cullen made Geno. Maybe that's what he did to rig it, is he boosted Geno's skills on the game. He's like a 98 overall.
Did not do that. No rigging here.
Caleb takes the snap, looking, throws, slant, caught, up near midfield. Allen again. He's been busy. He's been busy.
Been very busy. Yeah, Christian, for me, Georgia Southern.
Caleb in the shotgun, empty set, takes the snap, throws, slant, caught, gain of 4. This Dinkin and Duncan ain't going to get it done. Second and 6. Williams throws, caught, gain of 6. I mean, you're out of time. Like I just is Cullen. New theory. Did Cullen run multiple sims and pick the wrong one? And he's like, oh crap, I may have picked the wrong one here. 3rd and 4. I mean, you got to launch this one. Caleb slant, caught, first down, but that's going to get us under 3 minutes, and you're down 17. I mean, at this point, you're definitely at the point where you're going to have to get at least one onside kick. At least one onside kick. Matt Nagy in the chat, Getsy greater than Waldron. Amazing. Williams throws downfield, incomplete. Got 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Williams looking, throws over the middle, caught. Inside the 20, got to go. Tyler Scott. He's had a strong training camp so far. Go, go, go. Got to score before the 2-minute warning, I would think. Williams takes the snap, looking, throws, incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10. No, Tommy, there has not been clock management here. Milo, do 15-minute quarters, Harrison. I would, but I don't want to be here for 4 hours. I do have other job responsibilities. Caleb, 2nd and 10. Takes the snap, looking, throws, underneath, caught. You're not going to get a playoff for the 2-minute warning. Good God. I mean, clearly they get at least one onside kick. If Cullen has kept saying wait till the end, I mean, that's the only explanation at this point. The question is, can they get 2? Because that's what it's going to take. 2-minute warning. Williams on 3rd and 4. Takes the snap. Looking. Incomplete. Do you kick here to cut it to 14? I think you gotta gotta get 7 here. The 11-yard line. I think you gotta get 7. See what they do. They're gonna go for it. I think that's the right move. Here's your ball game. 4th and 4. Williams throws, end zone, caught. Cole Kmet makes it an 11-point game. Type TD. Luke Clark says we need Matt Nagy for a 2-minute rally. Oh, man. Cairo Santos on for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. All right, I would assume an onside kick's coming here. I would assume an onside kick is coming here. Tory Taylor, the Australian, can he, oh my God. Oh yeah, they are kicking onside. Here we go. Boots it high into the air. Get a good bounce. Not going to happen. Jackson Smith and Jigba recovers it. Got all 3 timeouts, so the game's not over. But got to get a stop. Got to get a stop, excuse me. Maybe a defensive touchdown happens. None of my guesses have come true so far. Oh, man. I'm just like intrigued at this point what crazy Madden shit happens. 1st and 10, Gino hands it off. Nowhere going. Kenneth Walker. Got to take a timeout. They do. Second and 10. We'll see what the play call is here. I assume they would run it 2 more times and make the Bears use all their timeouts in a 2-score game. Smith hands it off. Walker, left side. Ooh, that was almost ball game. Good tackle, 3rd and 2. Now, if they get 2 yards here, this game's over. 1 timeout remaining. From here, it'd be a long field goal. You could give up a field goal still, I suppose. It would be still a 2-score game. Gino under center. Kenneth Walker, 1st down. Does he fumble? He does! That was, if he goes down, the game was over. I was this close to being like, Cullen just played the long con on us. But Kenneth Walker puts it on the turf. The question is, will they review it? I mean, if he just goes down, Cullen, the game's over.
Would have been.
Could things get wild here? And since he fumbled, the Bears didn't have to use their last timeout. 1:40 to go. Got to score and get an onside kick and score again with either a field goal or a touchdown. We'll see if they can do it. Williams in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Rolling right. Dumps it underneath. Swift. Should have gone to the sidelines. Didn't. Clock will tick. 90 seconds left. Tick, 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 tick. Come on. Let's go. You need to score with at least 20 seconds left to have some sort of a shot. Caleb on 2nd and 5. Takes the snap. 1:12 left. Williams throws left sideline. Caught and out of bounds. DJ Moore with the 1st down. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:10 to go. Your own 42. I don't know how Madden handles this. Would they kick a field goal when they get into range? I feel like the answer is no.
By the way, I don't know if anybody saw that. 3 run plays to 27 pass plays for the Bears.
That's crazy. Williams throws incomplete. I mean, it's not like they're playing in a blizzard or anything.
No.
Both teams have thrown it a lot. Kenneth Walker's definitely run a good amount, though, too.
Yeah.
Man. 2nd and 10. Williams in the gun. Barking something at the line. Takes the snap. Caleb throws up the seam. Caught. Makes a guy miss. Do you take your timeout here? I think I would. They're not gonna. Get up to the line. Keenan Allen with the big gainer. Up to the 22.
Matt Nagy, 28 pass, 3 run. Beautiful.
Hey, 28-3, Nagy. Could this be the Bears' 28-3? 41, 40 seconds left. You got to score, like I said, with at least 20. Williams throws. Oh, incomplete. Tyrique 1. 2nd and 10. I think I would take 2 shots at the end zone here, and if you don't score, kick the field goal.
We'll see if Madden agrees with you.
We will. We will see if they agree with me. Caleb Williams takes the snap. Looking, throws, end zone almost, down at the 1, out of bounds. Do you dare run the ball here? You got 1 timeout. You really liked DJ to have scored there. 30 seconds left. I said you needed at least 20 to have a shot. Caleb. Looking. Swift. Caught. Touchdown. DeAndre Swift finds the end zone to cut it to 4. The all-important extra point coming up from Cairo Santos. It's gotten interesting to say the least. 27 seconds left. Bears still have their timeout, so if they can get the onside kick, extra point is good. They can. They have time to get into field goal range. Is another overtime game in store for our Madden Sims? Man. The first onside kick was unsuccessful. Will the second one be? Torrey Taylor's got it on a tee. All right, 31-28. A win would clinch the playoffs for the Bears and eliminate the Seahawks. Taylor boots it up. Caught. And that's your ball game. Unless Madden goes weird on us. Oh, man. Seahawks recover. Luke says Cullen knows this is over. I don't know. New prediction. They take a knee on first down. Bears take a timeout. And then Madden does that weird thing where they snap it for some reason and they fumble. But they could just take a knee and this game's over. Victory formation. Smith takes a knee. Timeout Bears. We'll see if they take a knee or if Madden has them run a play. It's not optimism, Tommy. I just feel like Cullen's been hinting at some more drama. Could there be? No, it's over. It is over. Smith takes a knee. There you go. F. Cullen. Cullen rigged it. How many times did you run this sim?
Only one.
Only once?
Only once.
That fumble made it interesting. They are going to snap it and take another knee. Oh, wait, no, they're not. All right. Bears fall to 10-6 and don't quite clinch a playoff spot. We'll see if they get enough help from around the league. But that'll do it. That will do it. All right. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to Chicago Bears Now. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Our final Madden stream is on Monday against you-know-who, FGB. Potentially a win and get in scenario. We'll see you then. All right. Let's take down this boot.
Oh.
Congrats to the Seahawks, Cullen.
It's a tough one. I've been fired now and replaced by Matt Nagy.
Cullen had the refs in his pockets. That's good stuff. All right, I'm going to take this down, and then we're going to get out of here.
Sounds good.
Oh, man, I haven't done a boot in a while. Okay.
Got to warm up, man. Week 0's next week.
Whew.
Let's go. Chug, chug, chug. Let's go, Harrison. Great job, man. Like I said, a week from now, we will be live. Bears versus Texans, Hall of Fame game. Make sure you are subscribed. Turn on your notifications. Because I think we'll have more than one boot. I can't predict it for sure, but I think there will be one boot. No, that is a happy dad, Matt Nagy. I'm not sure which happy dad, but you see the fizz right there at the bottom. Shout out to Harry for being a good sport, man. I appreciate y'all. Also, I'll throw this at the bottom. Make sure if you haven't, subscribe to 4 Verts. New project Harry's been starting on, new channel. He's really putting a lot of effort to it. So make sure you support him. Trying to reach 500 subscribers. Good job finishing the boot, brother.
All right. Man, it's been a while since I've done that. So, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Cullen for producing as always. See you guys soon. Bear down.